do. So we have deleted, we have deferred, we have digitized, we have delegated. And so now what's on our list is the stuff that we're actually going to do. Okay, so some tips here on doing is first, now we weren't prioritizing or categorizing our list before, but now we want to. So what's most important? What are some things that kind of naturally group together as we're doing that? We've got this on our digital to-do list, so it's really easy to move stuff around. Thinking about for each of these, you know, we've already narrowed it down to what our MVP is, but think about for this month that I'm going to be working on it, because I'm thinking about this month, is there a minimum goal that I want to do on this piece? And is there a stretch goal? So what is the minimum that would make me feel like I need to have this done? And then what are some things where, depending on how the month goes, I could really take it to the next level and it can stretch. And I've thought about those ahead of time so that, again, there's a lever I can pull as things start to get busier or start to get lighter. Maybe I have a delay for something. I do encourage people to make your goals and your tasks really concrete and specific. It just significantly increases the fact that you're going to get it done. And so I do loosely use the SMART goals. And so that is specific, measurable, so I know when it's done. It's achievable, so that is realistic. It is relevant, and this goes back to my why. This is something that I want is important to me, and it's time-based. And so what is the time frame that I'm going to get this done? And again, if this is a bigger project, what is the piece that I'm expecting to have done this month? And so I want to be able to be really specific about where I'm going to be on my goals. And as I'm doing this, I want to start estimating the amount of time this stuff is going to take, because I'm going to need to figure out what's realistic on all these pieces and if I need to do anything along the way. What has deadlines? So what is not moving? What, or if any, dependencies are there? Am I waiting for other people? Do I need supplies? Is this something I got to go somewhere for? So I want to start calculating all of that into the pieces that I'm doing. I also want to encourage everybody to really start using your calendars. So some people are so extreme on this that they don't even believe in to-do lists. Like if it's not on your calendar, it is not a thing that's going to happen. So I like to be a little looser about it. I like to do some time blocking. I do like to have my to-do list, and so I know what I can move around in those pieces. I encourage you to, again, while we're doing this, we've got our digital calendar. So again, these time blocks are easy to move as things shift around, but we've got our time estimates. We want to overestimate the amount of time it's going to take because real life gets in there. We want to leave some gaps. And part of that are planned gaps. Like, here's my buffer time for the stuff that I don't get done. This is the time block that I'm going to get that stuff in. And some of that is, again, some of us are in positions where people are scheduling time on our calendars. And so think about how you want to handle that. If other people can see what's on your calendars, do you want to make that to look very official? Do you want to just block it out as working time so that other people know you're working? But then again, if they really need to meet with you during that time period, they can talk to you and you can rearrange that. But I do think it's really important to make sure that those are on there. Batching tasks. So I use the Pomodoro technique a lot, and this is really common, but it's actually really simple. It's 25-minute blocks of time, and then you take a 5-minute break. And then you take longer breaks in between there. And so what this helps for a number of reasons. One is sometimes I use it for a dedicated task where I need to think. And sometimes I use it just because I've got a lot of miscellaneous tasks. And rather than interrupting everything that I'm doing throughout the day to do these miscellaneous tasks, I'll have a set amount of time to do those. And so I set a timer, which is part of the Pomodoro technique. And it means I start to focus. The timer has started for some reason that lets me get started right away. And it also helps me stop distractions because I got 25 minutes and I'm working on this thing. And then I'll get to those little distractions here and there. And yes, you want to make sure that you're scheduling your breaks and your lunch breaks. Those are so important and so realistic to how we need to spend our days. And Jean, I would be happy to share a copy of this presentation. I'll make a little PDF of it after the fact and get it to Elizabeth to share out so that everybody can have kind of all of these tips to take with them. Absolutely. The other thing that we want to think about as we are going through our day is what time of day is best for the right type of work. Some people like to focus in the mornings. Me, not so much. I need to focus in the afternoons. And so for me, mornings are more for meetings and things that I can chat on, whereas I have heads down time in the afternoon. Some people are totally opposite. And there's also the need to switch gears. So if I'm doing a lot of presentations, I'm not going to try and schedule those back to back. If I'm doing a lot of deep thinking after I'm doing that project, I'm a little burnout on that, but I'm not done for the day. And so if I switch gears and I start doing some of those miscellaneous tasks, returning some emails, that's something that doesn't take as much headspace potentially. And so by balancing those back to back on how I'm spending my day, I can learn to be just more efficient with my energy and my time. All right, we've got all our